Welcome to this conference. I can see lots of happy, interesting faces already, and we haven't even started. Welcome to this conference on behalf of the Open University. I'm Astrid Wissenburg, I'm Director for Research, Scholarship and Quality, and I'm really pleased to be here to open up this conference on behalf of the OU and to really celebrate the collaboration between the Open University and the British Council that brought this event together. The OU and the British Council have had quite a long, close working relationship based on complementary values and work. And this particular event presents a real opportunity to collaborate for mutual benefit in the current globalised education market. Indeed, an MOU was signed between the two organisations in which English language teaching particularly was identified as a key shared area of interest. And we've worked together on projects in many countries with the British Council, including in Ethiopia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, and have forged connections and friendships with many of your colleagues across sub-Saharan Africa more widely. We're also about to embark on an exciting exchange programme at the British Council, with some British Council colleagues spending time at the OU Central Campus. I'm not sure whether Milton Keynes will live up to their expectations, we can only hope for that. But also spend time at our regional offices. And two of our own ELT experts will be spending time in Addis and Nairobi. So why this particular conference? The OU is a major player in the field of international development, including supporting language education and policy in emerging economies and developing countries. A key strand of that work is engagement in research and a critique on the role of English language teaching in international development. And there has been, since the late 1990s, a growing body of research in the relationship between English language learning and socioeconomic development. And the speakers that you will hear from today have been some of the main players leading on that research in this burgeoning field. And as we reach the 2015 deadline for the Millennium Development Goals, interest in education for development and the role of language learning in this has really heightened. So it's very timely to have this discussion today. The British Council has sponsored quite important research in this field, and we thank them for that, including work on the Euromonitor, reports on the benefits of English language for individuals and societies in the Middle East and various countries in Africa and South Asia. Our keynote speaker, Howell Coleman, edited a collection, Dreams and Realities, Developing Countries and the English Language, one of the better titles of a book I've ever seen, I have to say. Two OU research projects have been investigating the relationship between ELT and socioeconomic development in rural Bangladesh, which has been led by Elizabeth Erling from the OU's Faculty of Education via the British Council's Language Teaching Research Partnership Scheme. So there is a real long history of scholarship. The OU takes that really seriously in taking a critical approach to the role of language in education. I've only been at the OU for 9 weeks now, so I'm still fairly new. And one of the things that's really impressed me is that really taking a critical look at how teaching and learning takes place and reflecting on that. I think it is quite unique how the OU does that, and it does distinguish it from a lot of other universities where it isn't such a core part of the whole of the activity of a university. Other OU research in that context explores the potential role of distance learning and technology in providing quality education in the developing world. And alongside our educational programs in development contexts, we're conducting research that explores new ways of monitoring and evaluating educational change and quality. So quite a broad agenda in which this really fits as a core part. Now, most recently, I've already referred to this, OU academics Elizabeth Erling and Philip Sargent have edited a volume on English and development policy, pedagogy, and globalization. That, I gather, will appear in early 2013, and many of the contributors to that book are here today. So we're delighted to be co-hosting this conference with the British Council. We hope it will give a forum for intellectual exchange and debate, stimulate new thinking and ideas about the issues, and help to build our collective knowledge and understanding. One ambition as a result of this conference is to look at inventive ways to strengthen the mutual collaboration between the OU and the British Council, and I'd actually say between the academic community in general and the British Council, and identify which ways in which we can work together, and I'll mention some ideas about that shortly. So what will be the issues that hopefully we'll all be addressing today? Key issues. Well, a wide range of ELT matters. For example, the relationship between English language skills and personal and national development. How projects that are implementing reforms in English language education can respond to recent research findings and a critique of the role of ELT and development. What are the practical issues faced by policymakers, educationalists and the ELT community in implementing English language education reform successfully? And I would add to that, how can those practical issues actually inspire new research to actually help overcome some of those barriers? So those and other critical questions relating to the role of English language teaching in international development will, I hope, stimulate questions and ideas throughout the day and beyond. We believe that as a result of this conference, there will be ongoing opportunities to contribute to academic leadership, and hope that the connections that you will make today will help encourage research and scholarship around English language teaching. I'm in particular pleased to see such a mix of people from academia and people who actually use English language teaching in practice coming together to discuss some of the issues here. Before I came to the OU, I've spent about 10 years arguing and campaigning for having research having a real impact on real life, and arguing that you cannot do research without actually working with policymakers and practitioners, and that the two reinforce each other and shouldn't be living in isolation. So I'm personally quite pleased to be here and to see some of that work happening on the ground. Some of the things that we might do following out from today is develop a series of seminars and workshops that would provide opportunities for discussing critical issues in relation to ELT, that would enable us to deepen our knowledge and broaden our perspectives of its place within international development. We could also look at the provision of expert e-seminars and lectures to professionals, academics and students. That could take the form of open or synchronous sessions between professionals and academics, which could contribute to an interactive site. One of the strengths of the OU is its technological expertise in these areas. These kinds of activities would strengthen the external connections and potentially increase research opportunities in a field where I personally think, and the OU thinks, the need for ongoing high-quality research is absolutely vital. So I'd like to end by inviting you to participate actively in the conference, making your voice heard, and contributing to what promises to be an exciting and engaging exchange of ideas. Thank you.